So that's what a savage means. It's somebody who in business is not going to be denied. Somebody who doesn't take no for an answer. Somebody who says, it's not over until I win. Somebody who's willing to do what 97% of people are not willing to do. Really, somebody who's willing to do what 99% of people are not willing to do. This is a 1%.
This is for you.
So,
Thank you.
please? Okay, got it. There you go. We got her. All right. So I'm going to start off by sharing a video of Dana White. If you guys don't know who Dana White is, he is a UFC president. And I want you guys to listen to this video. But before I share it, let me stop sharing. I want to make sure I'm sharing the audio as well. Share sound. Yes. Pay attention to this audio here.
I tell young people now all the time, I definitely tell my kids, if you are even fucking remotely a savage, you'll run these people over. This next generation, and I know that every generation thinks the generation after them is soft.
They're savages in every
But
generation.
right now, yeah, if you are even remotely a savage, you will run over every one of these kids in this next generation. It's easy to sit around and fucking cry about everything.
Yeah.
Get out there and get what you want. It's all out there for the taking right now.
Yeah. How do you develop the savage?
I think you have it or you don't. You're born with it or you're not. I tell young people now all the time, I definitely tell my kids, if you are...
It's playing, we can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it?
No, sir.
Heard it.
I heard it.
I can hear it.
Yeah,
I heard it.
Yeah, you can hear it. I heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can hear it.
Yeah, I hear it too.
I heard it too.
Turn up your
All
volume.
right. Good, good. Here we go. Let's go ahead and let me stop sharing this. I'll send it to you, Victor, because looks like everybody was able to hear it.
Thank you.
All right, so here we go. Let's go through a couple of announcements real quick. So here's what we've got. Make sure everybody is muted. We've got a small Super Saturday coming up at the office in June. It'll be at the office. That's going to be a free event because we don't have to pay for the venue. Stay tuned for that. We should announce it later this week. Remember, Monday and Tuesday trainings at 10 a.m. You're on one right now. Building with Bobby on Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. For those of you guys that want to build a team, that is a highly, highly recommended training that you attend. Mentor Factory is July 21st and 22nd. Tickets are almost sold out. You want to go to, actually it's mentorfactory2023.com. Okay, that says .net. You want to, let me fix it real quick here. .com. There you go. And you also, if you can't make, and if you haven't been to the Mentor Factory, the most important training by far, in the most important event by far the entire year, the Mentor Factory. When it comes to the convention, that is the second, and this is my opinion, right? And I'm entitled, at least for now, we're still entitled to our opinion in this country, right? So I'm entitled to my opinion. Here's the deal. This is all training all day. All training all day by the top mentors. If you cannot make that event, we've got 2022's Mentor Factory recorded up live on mentorfactory.net. So the tickets to Mentor Factory this year, next month, mentorfactory2023.com. If you want last year's Mentor Factory, it is available for purchase, mentorfactory.net. And you could purchase last year's Mentor Factory. Highly encouraged. That was such a powerful event. This is the third annual that we're having it. And you have no idea how many people are repeat for the third time coming back. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the training. There's a little bit about Mentor Factory. Danny Pesci is back. I've got a special guest that I'm probably going to introduce this year again. Okay. Somebody disable my screen share. Host disabled participant screen share. Okay. We may have a troll here. We may have a troll here that's messing with us. So hold on one second. That's so weird. Okay. I'm gonna have to come right back. Hold on. Jessica, Jessica, go ahead and text me over real quick the password to Zoom. I need to log on from my computer.
Yeah, I'll send it out.
Okay. Okay, looks like we're back.
Looks good.
1 second, 1 second. All righty. Perfect. You guys hear me okay?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, let's go ahead and get started with this. Okay, that was weird. And you know what's funny? I actually opened it up on social media. Somebody probably saw my social media. This has happened before. It's funny that there's definitely people that that go and troll this. We were on Bible study and a group of people actually were trolling on Bible study. Unbelievable stuff. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is here, ladies and gentlemen, the daily method of operation, but this is a savage's activity. It's not for everybody, but this is a savage entrepreneur, a savage power reps daily method of operation. Now, I'm not only going to talk about the savages, I'm going to talk about everybody else, but here's the deal, 30, 30, 30, okay? Now, the reason why it says now 20, 20, 20 is simply because some people, some days you're not going to be able to accomplish all these 30, but if you fall on 20 of each one of these, you're good. You're on your way to building this business. And trust me when I tell you, if you follow this for 90 days, you will be astonished by the results. Here's one thing I want to give you, some tips that I want to give you. Focus on the activity and productivity more than the results. If you focus on the activity and the productivity more than the results, you will win. Average people do some work and they're focused on the results. Where's the results? Where's the results? The most elite of the elite focus on identifying what the right activity is and be productive doing that correct activity for a long period of time, and then they will receive and achieve the benefits. By the way, those of you guys local, I'm going to be at the office at 11 a.m. So make sure that you guys are on your way there if you're not already. We're talking about being a savage. You can't be a savage being at home on a Monday morning. You got to get your business up and running. So here we go. I recommend that you guys work out one hour per day, 5 days per week. First of all, take care of yourself. Make sure that you guys, I didn't work out this morning because I worked out Saturday and Sunday and I hurt my elbow yesterday. And Mondays are usually the hardest, the busiest days. But guess what? I'm back to the gym tomorrow, 5 days per week, I work out. So here's what I'm talking about. 30 phone calls to realtors daily. This is a savage person who is 8 hours a day minimum. Okay, so we're talking about 30 phone calls to realtors daily, 30 social media messages daily, and 30 prospecting conversations daily. The prospecting conversations should be through door knocking or new homeowner list or cold calling, calling leads, mixer events. I don't care how you do it. I really don't care how you do it. All I care is that you do it. Some of you guys may not door knock. That's fine. Some of you guys may put up a booth at a swap meet. Some of you guys may put up a booth at a farmer's market or at an event or at a fair. It doesn't matter. Your goal daily, 5 days per week. And if you're a savage, it's 6 days per week. The Creator created this world in 6 days, rested on the 7th day. That is what I subscribe to. 6 days, rest 1 day. 6 days, rest 1 day. Especially if you're trying to launch, get your business launched, and especially if you're trying to be very successful, 5 days is not enough. 40 hours a week is not enough. So I'm giving you the Savage's daily method of operation. Okay. So, and I'm going to tell you what to say to these realtors. So think about this. Let's go over here. When it comes to the 30 calls, okay, this is, by the way, for the part-time person. You basically cut the things in half. Here's a difference, though. Here's a difference for the part-time person. You're not going to be able to do all these 3 things every single day. You're not, it might not even be the most productive thing. So let me give you an example. Let's say today, should be your philosophy. Work, maybe you're part-time because you have a job, or whatever the reason may be. If you have a job, the philosophy is this: you work your job 9 to 5, and you work your business 5 to 9. And if you can't work your business 5 to 9, if you can only work an hour a day, then make sure that you work your butt off that 1 hour a day. Whatever the time is that you're investing into it, work your butt off that time. But for those of you guys, work your business 9 to 5, work your job 5 to 9. So let's say, for example, Monday, from 5 to 9, you're out there prospecting, door knocking, or visiting new homeowners, whatever the case may be. That is what you did that day. Day 2 on Tuesday, you still got to add some of this activity, and it gives you a break from the door knocking. Guess what you can do? You can make phone calls to realtors. You can send social media messages. And I'm going to get into what you're going to say in these messages and on these phone calls. That's what you did Tuesday. Wednesday, you're back to the doors. Thursday, you're back to the social media messages and so on and so forth, right? And so on and so forth. Because I don't expect you to do all of these things daily, but the goal is still, you're aiming for the 15, 15, 15, right? That's what you're aiming for. So let's look at a couple of examples. So on the 30, 30, 30, let's say we're talking about the calls to realtors. Here's what I say to a realtor. And this is, by the way, let's say you start at your office or your local, you come into my office and you start at 9 a.m. My office opens at 9 a.m. You can go ahead and get started at 9 a.m. And from 9 a.m. to 11:30, I'm giving you 2.5 hours to fire off 30 phone calls. Okay, 30 phone calls, you're firing off. Now, you want a time block. That's some other advice I'm going to give you. You want to time block, meaning 9 to 5, it's blocked off. You're not taking phone calls. You're not taking personal messages. You're not on social media prospecting, because guess what? That's not what a savage does, right? The person that goes out there and says, I'm going to make phone calls today, first of all, they don't have a time block, number one. Number two, they're distracted on social media. Imagine if we're talking about a cartoon character, you know who that would be? That would be Winnie the Pooh. That would be Winnie the Pooh. That is the opposite of a savage. You know what a savage would be? It'd be like the Tasmanian devil. Or for those of you guys, you 80s babies, that would be like Wolverine from the X-Men. Some of you guys have kids, you probably remember that guy. If you're talking about a cartoon character, are you Winnie the Pooh, or are you Wolverine, or even the Tasmanian devil? Does that make sense? From 9 to 11:30, you are time blocking and you're making phone calls to realtors. You're firing off phone calls. And here's what you say. This is an example. You can go ahead and edit it to however you like, but say something like this. Hey, Jason, once they answer the phone, hey, Jason, how's it going? My name is JC Rangel with Powur Solar. I'm actually reaching out to realtors to see if they're currently working with solar professionals here. Okay, and if they're not, I want to see if it'd be okay for me to send you some information. Something along those lines, right? Again, you can edit this to however you want, but I'm giving you the framework. I'm giving you the skeleton. I'm not saying you have to use these words word for word. I'm giving you the skeleton. And a savage doesn't care about getting hung up on. A savage doesn't care about somebody saying they're not interested, somebody saying, never call me again. I don't care about that. What I care about is the activity. A savage focuses on, what is my daily method of operation? What is the activity I'm doing throughout my day? When somebody tells me no, I don't even register it. I just say, I'm grateful. Think about this. If somebody says, what the hell's wrong with you calling me soliciting about solar? I got clients to help, leave me alone, never call me again. You know what Winnie the Pooh would do? Feel bad. You will see the shoulders automatically go forward and down. You know what I will do? Sounds good. Have a good day. Boom. And I am off to the next phone call, and I'm unemotional because I don't care, because that person's opinion, that person's words are not more important than my goals and my family. They're not more important than the vacation than me taking my family, my mother-in-law, my mom, my wife, my 2 kids to Hawaii in August. If I cared about other people's opinion, I wouldn't be able to take my family over there. Why? Because I'm a savage. I'm not temporarily motivated. I am an absolute savage. This company is better because I am in it. Any company that I represent is better because I'm in it. My point is, that is a mindset you've got to have. Your clients are better because they're working with you. This is not a cocky thing. I'm trying to transmit to you the mindset of a savage. Okay? So 30 phone calls to realtors daily from 9 to 11:30. You become a professional and you become disciplined. Discipline trumps skills all the time. Execution eats strategy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Execution beats it all, but it takes discipline to have that execution. So I'm just going to tell you, so some people don't know, what should I do? There's some of you guys that are full-time, that are lollygagging, twiddling your thumbs all damn day, and you're wondering why your ass is broke. Your ass is broke because you don't even get on trainings, and you certainly don't execute, and you don't have the discipline. This isn't, you want a nice training? Same time tomorrow, Jonathan Brunasso. He won't use the ass word. He won't use none of these words. He's a nice guy. He's good cop, bad cop. I'm the bad cop. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. I'm not here to tickle your ear. If you hear somebody tickle your ear, get your butt off of this Zoom. If I was a pastor, for those of you that understand the Bible, I'd be talking about the book of Revelation. Not like some of these pastors never teach the book of Revelation because it's scary, because it's necessary, but they don't do it. Some of you guys that are Christian, you understand what I'm talking about. So let's keep it moving. So you make 30 phone calls to realtors, be unemotional about the result, because here's the bottom line. The bottom line is this. I like that. Kevin and Susie, appreciate that. Here's the bottom line. Check this out. There's 2 things you can control. Write this down. You should be taking notes every time you get on here, man. It's only 1 hour. And if you don't have if you want to know if you're a savage, first step is, if you're a savage, your camera would be on. If you're a savage, you would be on these all the damn time. If you're a savage, you'd be taking notes. You're not even close to being a savage if you're not taking notes and your camera's not on. If you're multitasking, you're not a savage. And the only thing I disagree with Dana White in that video that we watched in the beginning, he says you're born with it. I don't believe you're born with it. I believe some people are born with it. But I think you could develop yourself into becoming that savage, because I wasn't always. I became the savage through my associations, through the information I fed myself, through surrounding myself with other people that were at higher levels. If you're the smartest person in the room, if you're the best person in the room at whatever you do, you're in the wrong room. Okay? So 30 phone calls to realtors. Why? Because we're trying to get ambassadors, consultants, and leads. Okay? Now, 30 social media messages daily. Now you're going from 11:30 to 12:30. This only takes an hour. It only takes an hour. And I recommend that you do this across all platforms. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Okay, those are the 3 that I use, right? Facebook, LinkedIn. The reason why I say that is because Facebook will probably not let you. I haven't done it on Facebook in a while where I send that many messages, but I send on Instagram. I send on Facebook. I send on LinkedIn. Let's say you divide it by 10 messages on every platform, or 15. Let's say you're only on 2 platforms, 15 and 15. Why? You're just focused on the, by the way, Jessica, don't let that last person in. Opa Price. I don't know who that is. That looks suspect. So check this out. These messages. So let's say, for example, this is an acronym, CLAM. Comment, like, add, message. Comment, like, add, message. So I had to put add in the middle because that's where it fit with the word CLAM. But you want to add them. You don't want to solicit them right away. You want to add them, like some of their stuff, engage with some of their stuff, like and commented. So once you've liked, commented, and added them, then you message them. If you message people and you're not their friend, your message is going to go to a hidden inbox on Facebook and on Instagram. On Instagram, you have to follow them. They have to follow you. Okay? So what happens is this. Okay, what happens is this. When you do that, by the way, Anthony says if you send too many on Instagram, you're going to go to Instagram jail, Facebook jail. It's true. That's why I'm suggesting you do it across different platforms. So once you do that, let's say, for example, I add Victor, and I could go to hashtag realtor, hashtag Las Vegas realtor, Los Angeles realtor, hashtag just closed, just sold, etc. And you could find them. You could also go to groups on Facebook to find these people. So check this out. As you're doing that, you add these people. So as you do, oh shit, sorry. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Hold on, I can't see you. Let me know if you guys give me a thumbs up. Okay, good, perfect. As you do that, now I see that people are letting me know. And now here's what I see. I see that people are telling me, hey, here's the deal. They've added me. Let's say on Facebook, I add Victor. Victor adds me. I get a notification that Victor added me. So as Victor adds me, now I go into his inbox and I say, hey, thanks for the ad, Victor. I hope you're crushing in real estate. Or, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request, Victor. I hope real estate is treating you very good. Now, my social media platform, social media profile needs to look like a professional. It can't be vague. Like when people look at it like, what's this guy do? He talks nothing about business. These days, your social media presence is your business card. So you should make it look that way. Even if you don't have installs, share other people's installs. Sharing your stories about business. Share business and share personal stuff. So 30 messages daily, that should take you an hour. You could be in the toilet and be sending these messages. You could have these messages copy and paste them, just change the name. But you're just focused on the task. There's two things we can control, our attitudes and our actions. Your attitude and your actions is the only thing you've got control over. You have no control over what these people do, but you have control over what you do. And discipline trumps everything. Discipline trumps skills. Discipline will generate execution. And execution eats strategy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, guys? So, Jessica, don't let anybody else in. Okay, so after you send this initial message, what do you do later? Later on, what you do is you introduce your business. So now, what if they ask you, hey, I'm interested in, or hey, what is it you do? Hey, thanks a lot, JC, for the message. What do you do, by the way? Now it just opened up the conversation. But if I'm sending 30 of these a day across the 3 platforms, I'm not going to get in trouble because it's across 3 platforms. And even if 10% of people I get to start a conversation with, that is 3 per day, that is 15 per week. If 5%, that's still 7 or 8 per week. But it is a habit. Write this down. First, you create your habits. Later, your habits create you. So you got to create a winner's habits or a savage's habits. Now, the next one is this. 30 conversations daily via prospecting. Again, this is a savage's daily method of operation. So from 2 to 6 p.m., guess what you're doing? You're out prospecting. You're door knocking, visiting new homeowners, or maybe you got a place to buy leads from, or maybe you're cold calling. There's some people that do digital door knocking. They find a list of homeowners and they got a script and they call, but here's what you got to do. You've got to be disciplined and time block. All of this is time block. From 2 to 6 p.m. I am door knocking. I am visiting new homeowners, or I am calling, whatever the case may be. That's what I'm doing during that time. After a while that you build your pipeline, you got to add an hour a day of project management until you're able to hire an assistant or 2. You got to add an hour a day of following up. That is a good problem to have. So that, guess what? Your follow-ups are still prospecting. So what if you don't hit the field at 2, but you hit the field at 3 or 3:30? Because you spent that time, or you're done by 5 instead of 6. Why? Because you spent time door knocking, getting new prospects, but also you got, 20, 30, 40 leads of people that said that they were interested in. Guess what? I'm going to take an hour and a half to call these people. I'm going to take an hour or an hour and a half to call these people. Guess what? That is also prospect. Now, if you want to know on a part-time basis, a good framework for a daily method of operation, that is exactly what the 8-point system is. So I'm going to get into briefly the 8-point system. You want to generate 8 points daily. So this is not for the savages. This is for somebody who wants to do this part-time. They're building their business little by little. You don't have to be a savage to build this business. You could go out there, build it part-time, and make some incredible income. We're talking about the savage deal. It's a one for people that want to make multiple 6 figures and up. Not even 6 figures, multiple 6 figures. This 8-point system is if you are part-time, you should be generating 8 points daily. So, for example, if you focus on this being part-time, attend a training or opportunity meeting, you get 1 point. You want to generate 8 points daily. So if you attend a training or a weekly meeting, guess what? You just got 1 point. Congratulations. You got a point for the day by being on here. The next one is personal development, 1 point. This is, by the way, personal development is not something that you do during the day when you should be working your business. You got to work your business. Here's how it goes. Let me give you an analogy, right? A friend of mine told me that one time he was on a trip. He was camping, right? And he noticed that he saw a line of brown ants going in one direction and a line of green ants going in the opposite direction, but side by side, right? Side by side. And he stops and zooms in, right? Zooms in with his eyes, right? Gets closer and looks, and he realized it's not brown ants and green ants. They're all brown ants. But the brown ants going in this direction were on their way to pick up a piece of leaf. The green ants in the other direction already had the leaf. And if there was an obstacle in their way, they just went around it and they kept going. But their task was what? Head in that direction, grab a piece of leaf, and go back in this direction. They are task oriented. If you want to be successful in anything, you've got to be disciplined to be task oriented. And these are the tasks that I'm giving you. Every hour of door-to-door prospecting is 1 point. So on the savage one, where we said 4 hours of prospecting, that is 4 points just from the prospecting alone. Just from that. Not including the phone calls, not including the follow-ups, not including the social media messages. If you prospect somebody, follow up, or a 3-way call. So let's say you call somebody and you prospect them about getting a utility bill, or you prospect them about offering the opportunity, or you do a follow-up with a current lead, or you do a 3-way call. That is 2 points. If you get a utility bill, that's 2 points. If you get an ambassador, that's 3 points. So I'm going to give you guys a little pop quiz. How many points for the year minimum should you generate from the amount of ambassadors that you should be getting yearly? Your first year, you should have X amount of ambassadors, and that amount of ambassadors equals 3 points. Every ambassador equals 3 points. So how many points per year just off of ambassadors should you have? I want you guys to put it in the chat. Now 5,000. There you go. Michael, 150. 150 because it's 50 ambassadors minimum. Your goal should be, here's a question that you've got to ask yourself. Hey, do I have the 50 ambassadors in my mind, the target of 50 ambassadors in my mind for the year? If you don't have it, your team probably doesn't have it. Everybody on here and everybody that watches this recording, you should get, your goal should be absolutely a bare minimum of 50 ambassadors for the year. That is your yearly task. So let's break that down. That is roughly 1 ambassador per week. Ambassadors are free. If you're talking to enough people, if you go to the car wash and the guy that tells you to leave the keys inside the car wash, you hand them your business card, you say, thank you very much. By the way, here's my business card. I'm in the solar business. Oh, really? And he's looking at your car. Sounds good. Yeah, thank you, man. You know, by the way, we offer $1,000 for anybody that you send us that decides to go solar. So if you ever send us anybody that decides to go solar, okay, our company will pay you $1,000. Once I say that, this guy or this girl is either going to give me an answer that's going to show interest or no interest. I'll offer either check go to my website and sign up as an ambassador. Okay. And anytime you send us anybody that decides to go solar, we'll go ahead and pay you $1,000 or get their phone number. But my point is, your Go 50 ambassadors. Do you have brothers and sisters? They should be your ambassador. Do you have your mother and father? Do they still live? If so, they should be your ambassador. Okay. In the Fast Start training is when you call everybody. You could get a bunch of ambassadors from your Fast Start training. I want you guys to have a lot of ambassadors, people that have over, let's just say over 5 ambassadors. I want you to put how many ambassadors you have on the chat. So every ambassador you get is 3 points. See, notice that certain activities are worth more money. If you go to a BNI networking group or similar, Chamber of Commerce, whatever the case may be, that is also 3 points. Every time you attend your BNI meeting, that is 3 points. Scott Crum says he's got 25 ambassadors. James has got 26. Okay. I love it. I love it. I'm looking at this. 103 ambassadors, says Justin. And Justin closed like 30 or 40 deals last year. Isn't that funny? That dude closed like 30 or 40 deals last year, and he has 103 ambassadors. Maybe proof is in the pudding. Victor Lewis has 50 ambassadors. He's a mentor in the team. Reed has 10. Michael has 50. Anthony Bonilla has over 100. Anthony Bonilla closed 40 deals last year, over 40 deals last year. He's got 222 people as of last week on his team. He's got over 100 ambassadors. Ladies and gentlemen, success leaves clues. So BNI networking groups, 3 points. What if you're in a BNI group and you meet with one of the power players from that group that you're supposed to meet with once a week? That is another 3 points, okay? If you present the program to somebody, here's what I mean. If you're presenting the business opportunity to somebody, even if they don't sign up, let's say you got somebody who's interested and you send them a video presentation explaining how the business works. Just by you getting them to watch it, you're in 3 points, even if they don't sign up, because what we're trying to duplicate is a proper activity. You want to duplicate and be in a habit of doing the proper activity. So that is 3 points. That is 4 points, excuse me. If you tag a mentor, schedule an appointment with a homeowner, that is 4 points. If you get a sale or a new recruit, that is 5 points. So what if I share the business opportunity with, what if I prospect my friend Isabel? I automatically got a point. I prospected her, right? I got 2 points. Okay. I shared with her the presentation that she watched. I got 4 points. And then because of that presentation, I recruited her. I got 5 points. That is a total of 11 points in the process of recruiting one person. You guys follow me? So when you get a sale, that's 5 points. The Go is 8 points daily. And some of these, let's face it, they're easy. Attend training or opportunity meeting, 1 point. Personal development, that should be done every single day, 1 point. Door-to-door prospecting, every hour of door-to-door prospecting. Some of you guys knock 4, 5, 6 hours a day. That's a whole bunch of points. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to open this up for 5 minutes for any questions that you guys may have. I'm going to open this up for a couple of minutes that you guys may have. This is weird. Some things are popping up here that I never even seen. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and open this up. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to stick around for 5 minutes to get your questions answered because I got to get to the office. How do you follow up on ambassadors? Syed is asking, how do you follow up on ambassadors? Well, I always like to use recommendations. And by the way, I don't have a recommendation for buying leads. This is a question that is asked very often. There's no lead company that I recommend that I can trust to recommend. So I don't. There's been lead companies that come to me and offer me commissions for referring their services to my team, and I don't do it because I don't trust them. It's not about the money. It's about the credibility and offering people something that works versus something that doesn't work. So following up with ambassadors is simply through emails, through text, or through phone calls, right? One of the things that I would do, Syed, with following up with ambassadors is I will let them know, I'd give them a call, and I will let them know personally, I let them know that, hey, remember I talked to you, Syed, about our ambassador program. You get $1,000 for anybody that you may know that may be interested in solar. Yeah. We have a promotion for this month, for the month of June, where you actually also get a free trip to Vegas for 3 nights and 4 days. I don't know if you're into Vegas, but if you are, It's a free trip to Vegas for 3 nights and 4 days. And how do I get that? There's a company. The link is smartsolarrep.com. Okay, this is completely optional. I'm just telling you what I use because I use this for many reasons. I use that service to close sales, to get leads, to get appointments, right? And when I say get leads, it could be leads from my ambassador. It could be leads from a realtor. It could be leads from a customer that I just sold to, right? I let them know, hey, we're going to make an ambassador. You get $1,000 for anybody that you refer us ever, whether it's tomorrow or next year or 10 years from now. But this month, we actually have a promotion, Mr. Customer, where if you refer us somebody that decides to go solar this month, not only do you get the $1,000, but you get a free trip to Vegas as well, right? So anyways, I hope that helped you out. Let me see. How do you keep realtors interested? I found that I've spoken to lots of realtors who seem interested and see the value and say that they're going to join, but after sending the link, they don't join. Johnny, that is just a part of the business, man. It's just a part of the business. What I would do is I would just keep them in the loop and interact with them periodically, right? Send them information. Hey, by the way, Johnny, here's one of this is an installation from one of our customers that just happened. This guy went from this much to this much, right? Just keeping you posted, man. And I'm just dripping on them. And I'm dripping on them and dripping on them, dripping on them until they're either in or they're out. Maybe he's going to tell me, you know what, JC? I changed my mind. I'm not interested in solar. If that's the case, here's what I say. Hey, no problem at all, bro. Keep in mind, we still have that $1,000 referral fee. So if you ever have anybody that you send over to us, we'll pay you $1,000. And I keep moving. And here's the deal. When you are disciplined about your activity, you're always adding new prospects to your pipeline. You don't got time to dwell on those people. Matter of fact, unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, sometimes you're not even going to think of those people. You know why? Because you're making the 30 calls daily. You got other people that you're interested in versus this guy from 2 months ago that's been saying he's going to join. You don't even think about it too often. Then when you do follow up on them, which I recommend that you have a CRM, you could go to hubspot.com. There's another one called Zoho, Z-O-H-O. I think those two are free. You can get a free version. I recommend you put your leads in there and work a CRM. Be a professional, work a CRM. So let's say, for example, I'm constantly prospecting. Then I follow up on Johnny from 2 months ago. My follow-up with Johnny is going to be much more effective if I've got new prospects in the pipeline, if I've got things going on. You know why? Because I don't have commission breath. I don't have that desperate feeling of, trust me, you can't even help it. The way that you come across when you've got other options, and this doesn't just apply to sales, it applies to a lot of parts in our life, you don't come across the same way. You don't come across with a scarcity mindset. You don't want to have a scarcity mindset. That is not attractive. That's not attractive in business. That's not attractive in dating. That's not attractive, period. So you can't have that scarcity mindset. But a lot of people, you got leads that you're following up on and you're fumbling on those leads. You know why? Because you don't have enough new leads. So when you go to old people, you're going to old people with a scarcity, needy mindset, and that is not attractive. As a matter of fact, that repels people. You got to keep adding new leads to the pipeline. And here's the deal. People are our number one resource. There's more people being born than the money being printed. Well, I don't know these days. Ever since 2020, something happened in 2020 that there's been a whole bunch of money printing, right? So I'm gonna hold my thoughts on that. I was gonna go somewhere else with this, so I'm gonna hold my thoughts. But the point is this. People are our number one resource, and there's people to talk to out there everywhere. I very often say this. I interviewed a guy who owns multimillionaire, immigrant from Mexico, multimillionaire. Okay, he owns a company called Remax Innovative. He has 2 offices now. He says, when I got started, JC, my goal, I left my house, dressed sharp, I had no customers. I left my house with 100 business cards, exactly 100 business cards. He says, I used to stack up sets of 100 business cards, and I used to leave the house. And I used to tell my wife, I'm not coming back until I get rid of these 100 business cards. He said, I didn't door knock. I didn't do none of that. I just left the house with 100 business cards, and I made sure I did not come back until I gave away 100 business cards. And he says, and I there was times, he says, I was at a I interviewed him on my podcast. You guys should check it out. Eloy Villamil is his name, right? On the Driven Not Given podcast. That's my shameless plug. So, but he says I would go sometimes and I'd be at the grocery store and parking lot, the grocery store parking lot. And it was already late. I've been out all day. And I'd go there and I'd pass on my car and say, hey, I'm a realtor, just want to hand out my card. You know, if you ever need any real estate services, need to buy or sell, let me know. Something along those lines, right? But my point is, if you talk to people, first of all, you're going to get good. Second of all, you're going to stumble across somebody that's interested. You could accidentally find some business, but you got to do the right activity consistently. And the sooner you condense that activity, the faster you get the results and the faster you're going to get better and your confidence is going to increase, right? All right, I'm going to look at one more question, then I got to go. Can you write CR? By the way, somebody gave you a good advice. Justin says, I'll get their info and sign them up myself. That's better than I could have said it. That's another option. Give them. Sometimes they'll tell you, hey, I'm busy. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'll give them a call. Hey, what's up, bro? Just following up on, getting you started, brother. Your business is booming. Yeah, I'm going to get around to it. I'll tell you what, Johnny. I'm in front of my website right now. I can go ahead and get you started right now. Worst case scenario, they don't give you the credit card info, sign them up as an ambassador. You do it yourself. That's a great point. Thank you for that, Justin. CRM names, Soho and HubSpot. Okay, Google those. Put CRM afterwards. There you go, Adrian. Thank you for sharing. Okay, guys, I appreciate you guys getting on here. I got to get going. I've got a meeting to go to at my office. Those of you that are going to be there, I'll be there in like 7 minutes. I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and have a great day. Hope you guys got value. This video is going to be added to YouTube within an hour. Make sure you share with all of your people. Make sure you guys register for the Mentor Factory if you haven't already. Tickets are almost sold out. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, JC.